is on its way to becoming one of the most popular TV series of all time with a fan base all over the world.
We are talking about The Chosen. Here's a look.
You Pharisees, you cleanse the outside of a cup and the dish, and then you eat and drink food that goes into a body that inside is full of greed and wickedness. You fools! Did not he who made the outside make the inside also? But give as alms those things that are within, and behold, everything is clean for you.
Heated. Joining us from this much talked about show, the actors Jonathan Roumie, who plays Jesus, as you see there, and Elizabeth Tabish, who portrays Mary Magdalene. Good morning. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Congrats on the popularity of the show.
Thank you.
It's a huge deal.
It's wild.
We were just talking in the break. I have to know, do you guys feel this added pressure playing these enormous characters, Jesus and Mary Magdalene? It's unbelievable.
I think I felt the pressure pretty early on, and then after a little bit of reflection, I realized that I'm here playing this role for a reason. You know, I think God put me in this position for a very specific reason, and so I have to accept that and just do the best I can with the gifts and talents I've been given.
How about you, Elizabeth?
Well, I feel like the writers have created these really relatable characters.
Right.
You know, we meet all these disciples and the followers of Jesus before they meet him, so they're very human, very flawed. When we first meet Mary Magdalene, she is struggling with PTSD, with trauma, with addiction, and so just reading that first episode, I'm like, well, this is a character. This is somebody relatable that I relate to. So the pressure of it being this historical figure is a little lessened because of that.
And 4 seasons later, how have your characters evolved? If that's the first time you meet Mary Magdalene,
Quite a bit. Yeah.
Very different.
She goes from sort of the lowest point of despair to redeemed, changed, transformed. She also shows a very realistic portrayal of growth, where it's sort of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and this constant process of growth. And we see her now; she's quite good.
Yes, it's an amazing story. Obviously, one of the best stories you're pulling from the Bible. You're relatable and you're aspirational, so you kind of have the best of both worlds. People are obviously interested in the characters, Mary Magdalene and Jesus, but now fans are really interested in you guys as people. How has that been?
You know, fame is a double-edged sword. You know, it gets you certain benefits in society, and other times you have unexpected encounters with people that are super passionate about the show, and some of them are more appropriately timed encounters than others. But at the end of the day, I think you just have to, you know, just be present with people and have grace and kindness. And when people are sort of occasionally overstepping boundaries of space, you just try to gently let them know that, you know, I'm Jonathan, I'm not Jesus. So, you know, I kind of need my own sort of space as a person, as a human being. Even Jesus needed space. That's why he went off to pray by himself so often, because he was swarmed by people. So it's something that in a sort of a microcosm, I'm beginning to understand why he needed to do the things he did, why he needed to be by himself so much, because it can be a lot to kind of try to be with everybody that you meet, you know.
Right. Do both of you pull from your own religious experiences?
I certainly do. I mean, yeah.
I mean, for me, when we first meet Mary, she's not religious, and when I booked this show, I was in a very sort of cynical. I had a very cynical attitude about religion, and was just, you know, kind of searching for something but not knowing where to find it, and then booking it and playing this role. As she's grown, I feel like I have also grown, and I get to witness these stories and who Jesus was, what he was really teaching in live action, you know, in the present moment. So it's been pretty transformative and reminding me of who Jesus really was.
Oh, wow.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
we know the stories from the Bible are obviously deep. This season is going to take an even deeper tone. Can you kind of guide us into that, Jonathan?
Yeah, I think we start to see the beginning of the end of Jesus' ministry on earth, and how he gets to that point, how we get to the inevitable crucifixion. There's a lot of scenarios that set up his fate as sort of you know, meted out by the local authorities, the religious authorities and the Roman authorities. So I think he knows he has to escalate his mission and the publicity of his mission, which includes his followers, and how that affects the authorities is essentially what we see in season 4. The tension increasing, the authorities clashing with his disciples, the disciples clashing with each other, jockeying for power and status and position. So it's going to be a pretty exciting series.
How do you prepare for that episode?
I mean, the whole season was something that was really challenging for all of us as actors to do this particular season was pretty challenging.
Yeah.
There's so much emotion. There's a lot of sorrow. There's a lot of grief, and I think each of us experienced the challenge of this season in our own way.
Very cool.
I know you guys aren't the characters, but I have goosebumps just sitting
Right?
here with you guys. You're fantastic. Jonathan, Elizabeth, thank you so much. Of course.